What if I told you that one of the world's most famous monuments, the Great Sphinx of Giza, is hiding a secret that could rewrite human history? For thousands of years, this colossal statue has gazed silently over the desert, but beneath its stone paws might lie the answer to one of history's greatest riddles. We're not just talking about a hidden tomb, we're talking about a lost library of knowledge from a civilization that predates ancient Egypt by millennia. Stick with me, because we're about to peel back the layers of sand and stone to explore what might be the biggest archaeological discovery of all time. The official story is straightforward. The Sphinx was carved around 2500 BC for the pharaoh Khafre, the same pharaoh who built the second largest pyramid at Giza. Its face, they say, is his. For centuries, this was accepted as fact, but in the 1990s, a geologist named Dr. Robert Schoch looked at the Sphinx and saw something no one else had noticed. He wasn't looking at the statue itself, but at the rock walls of the enclosure it sits in. He saw deep, vertical fissures, clear signs of erosion. But this wasn't wind and sand erosion, which creates horizontal patterns. This was water erosion, caused by thousands of years of heavy rainfall. The problem? The last time the Giza Plateau saw that kind of rain was long before 2500 BC. We're talking somewhere between 7000 and 5000 BC, or even earlier. If Schoch is right, the Sphinx could be thousands of years older than the pyramids themselves, built by a culture we know nothing about. This idea, known as the Sphinx water erosion hypothesis, sent shockwaves through the world of Egyptology. Mainstream scholars pushed back hard, arguing that local weather patterns or other geological factors could explain the erosion. But the theory opened a Pandora's box of questions. If the pharaohs didn't build the Sphinx, who did and why? This is where the story gets even more fascinating. It leads us to the legendary psychic Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet. Decades before any geological studies, back in the 1930s, Cayce made a startling prediction while in a trance. He claimed that the Sphinx was not built by the Egyptians, but by refugees from the lost city of Atlantis around 10,500 BC. He said that beneath the Sphinx's right paw lies a hidden chamber, a hole of records, containing the complete history of humanity, the wisdom of their lost civilization, and prophecies for our future. He even gave a specific date for its rediscovery, sometime around the year 1998. Now, it's easy to dismiss this as pure fantasy. But here's where things get weird. In the late 1980s and 90s, teams of researchers using ground-penetrating radar and seismic equipment did something incredible. They scanned the bedrock beneath the Sphinx. A team led by geophysicist Thomas Debetsky found anomalies what looked like man-made, rectangular cavities deep in the rock. One of these cavities was located exactly where Cayce said it would be, a large, chamber-like void just in front of the front paws. The data was so compelling that it seemed to confirm Cayce's vision. This brings us to the work of authors Graham Hancock and Robert Bauval. They took this evidence and connected it to the stars. In their book, The Message of the Sphinx, they propose that the Giza complex, including the three pyramids and the Sphinx, is a giant celestial map. The three pyramids, they argue, perfectly mirror the alignment of the three stars in Orion's belt, but not as they appeared in 2500 BC. The alignment is only perfect if you rewind the stars back to 10,500 BC. And what was the Sphinx looking at on the horizon at the spring equinox in that exact year? The constellation of Leo, a lion-bodied statue gazing at its own celestial counterpart in the year 10,500 BC. Coincidence? Hancock and Bauval argue that this is the true date of the Giza master plan, a message left for a future civilization to decode. The pharaohs, they suggest, didn't build the site, they found it, restored it, and claimed it as their own. So, we have geological evidence suggesting the Sphinx is much older, a psychic prediction of a hidden chamber, and geophysical surveys that seem to have found it. We also have an astronomical alignment that points to the same ancient date. The Egyptian authorities, led by the former head of antiquities, Zahi Hawass, have consistently denied these claims. They are adamant that the Sphinx belongs to Khafre and that there are no hidden chambers. They've explained the radar anomalies as natural fissures in the rock. For years, they've blocked any further investigation or drilling into these mysterious voids. Hawass himself drilled a few holes around the Sphinx, but claimed to have found nothing. But critics argue these were superficial and didn't target the areas identified by the seismic service. The question is, why the resistance? If there's even a small chance that a hole of records exists, wouldn't that be the greatest discovery in human history? The official explanation is that they are protecting the monument from crackpot theories and potential damage. But others whisper of a cover-up. Could it be that the authorities know something is down there, something that would fundamentally challenge our understanding of the past and the origins of civilization? A discovery of a lost, advanced civilization from 12,000 years ago would upend everything we've been taught. It would mean that history as we know it is wrong. Let's imagine for a moment that we could open this chamber. What would we find? According to Case's readings, it wouldn't just be scrolls and tablets. He described records of their history, their science, their understanding of spirituality, and their laws. It would be a complete blueprint of a highly advanced society that flourished during the last ice age. A society that may have understood physics and astronomy in ways we are only just beginning to grasp. Perhaps it contains warnings or a message of hope for humanity. The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. So where does that leave us? The mystery of the Sphinx remains one of the most tantalizing puzzles on Earth. We have two competing stories. One is the safe, academic version of a pharaoh's monument. The other is a thrilling tale of a lost civilization, a secret chamber, and a key to unlocking humanity's forgotten past, the evidence. From water erosion to astronomical alignments to strange seismic readings, keeps pointing toward the more radical theory, but without permission to dig. We are left with speculation. The Sphinx continues to hold its secrets, its enigmatic smile guarding a truth that could be waiting just a few feet beneath the sand. What do you believe? Is the Sphinx simply a magnificent statue, or is it a time capsule, a legacy left by a lost golden age? Could the answers to our deepest questions about who we are and where we come from be lying in wait, protected by the silent line of Giza? The sand may cover the entrance, but it can't bury the questions forever. As technology advances, the pressure to finally uncover the truth will only grow. One day, we might finally learn what lies beneath the Sphinx. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of history's greatest mysteries. If you enjoyed this journey, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. Let me know in the comments what you think is hidden under the Sphinx. Until next time, keep questioning.